Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to another live stream / recording of Hearthstone. Today is today is June 7th. We only have 3 more days until the 10th, which is the E3 stream. And for EA, we've got no reason whatsoever to trade any of these. The odds are very high that if I traded any of these, I would not get a second 100, because I believe there's only one 100 quest anyways, and more than likely I would get a 50 or 40 gold. And we can now play with friends, so if, for instance, Loki gets on, or Inpat, or WizBliz, or Excelsior, any of these people decide that they want to play me, we can immediately do that. No more putting people off until the daily quests are done, because they've done the update. That's what I wanted. But the one thing I guess I can't do with friends, or I guess I could even do that, if somebody wasn't on right now, I could actually probably do the Tavern Brawl with a friend too. But since everybody's playing, let's hop into this. So, in a weird twist, I've been talking about, as I'm setting up for E3, I've been talking about maybe needing as many as 4 monitors, and if I was going to need as many as 4 monitors extra, I might as well get 4 that are all the same company and all of that. These aren't my beautiful cards, they're not my beautiful deck. The deck is overflowing with hallucinations. Go and see how the other side plays. Let's see what quests do we need to do. Druid, Rogue, Paladin, Warrior. So any one of those. I think I'll probably go with Druid then. And if everything goes well in this stream, the idea of needing any monitors extra are actually out the window. I was able to upgrade to OBS Studio, which I've been holding back from because it doesn't work with OBS Remote. It still doesn't work with OBS Remote completely. When I'm pressing record, it doesn't report recording as streaming, and thus nothing changes in that Android app. There's what happened is, in the original OBS, somebody made a plugin for OBS, and the plugin worked with a Android app they made. Somebody different has come in and made a WebSockets, which is what it uses, plugin for OBS Studio, which is the replacement for the original OBS, and they haven't programmed it the same way. In fact, frankly, they're just not as far along in the programming at all. But hopefully they would fix that. So, in the meantime, I guess I'm just moving forward with OBS Studio, and I'm just going to have to set timers whenever I'm recording. Which I guess could have always been doing, and frankly, it's just something I didn't consider. That wasn't the only issue. Of course, the other issue was that attack and health to 3. I'll take this instead. The other issue was getting web browsers. So in E3, I need 2 web browsers to be able to be viewable and recordable by OBS. And the original OBS had really no way to do that without having a separate monitor. This one, this is an interesting card to play. Like, why would I want to do this? Let's do it.
Weapons ready.
For the wild.
So, in the original OBS, I needed a monitor for the text chat. Assuming I'm going to have the chat on during E3, which I think I will. At the risk of ruining the stream, I think I'm going to even elevate chat up to the level of being a major part of E3. So, it'll be a moderately uncensored, unfiltered chat. Although I will be putting out timeouts and bans if necessary. It's hardly going to be like Twitch, where you, I assume, have a lot more control and can pre-approve every comment to show up. Comments will just show up as it is. And then maybe I'll delete them if they're inappropriate. So with the original OBS, I was going to need a monitor just for the chat, so the entire monitor for the chat, and a third monitor just for the video that would stream up here. And with OBS Studio, they have the ability to just on one screen in a virtual window behind what you're seeing here, your
should have paid for the wilds.
That was an interesting twist. I really don't have reason to do this, so I won't in return. So yeah, the old setup was gonna need, just for E3, just for the chat and one video, 2 extra monitors, which would have brought me up to 3 monitors. If I was gonna do that, then I probably might as well have just gone with the maximum number of connectors I had on my video card, and that's where I got the idea of just doing draw 3 1-cost minions from your deck. This won't work. This will be interesting. Let's see what happens. Nothing.
For the wilds.
4 was probably a little excessive to begin with, as far as an idea, but that's what I was thinking about. And it wasn't going to be that expensive as far as a project anyways, because I was going to get some really small refurbished monitors that they didn't have to be any real quality other than a 1080p native resolution. So the whole thing would have been $400 for 4 monitors, maybe about $50 at most for the cords. I need DVI to HDMI cords, and I accidentally bought mini DVI Thunderbolt or to HDMI adapters. I've done that a couple of times where I've accidentally bought the wrong adapters in computers, and it always makes me feel kind of dumb, but there's far too many standards out there and it's easy to confuse the two. Far too many connectors. I'm glad everything is slowly obsoleting everything except for USB, and we still have a growing mess with USB, because you have USB Type A, then there's a USB Type B that very little people use, but you'll still see around, and then there's USB micro USB and then mini USB, and now everything's moving to USB Type C. So even in the standard that's supposed to be standard, there's still far too many different variations coming up. But eventually we'll get everything to the same connector, I think. And I think for a video that probably will be HDMI. I think HDMI is too prevalent in monitors and TVs for it to go away. Well, no progress there. I'm not sure I did the right thing by doing that. Let's see if we can... Alright, so what's interesting is we can take anybody for anything. So let's just see if somebody wants to do the tavern brawl with me. We'll give it a decent amount of time and then we'll move on. Let's go with Rogue. I think that was it. Now, with the friendly Rogue play,
Maiev versus Malfurion.
I also need to change the way Hearthstone deck tracker works.
None can escape my fury.
Let me see if I can do that real quickly. I had it in a setup mode so that things would show up during the menus, and I don't want to actually show things in the menu because that has some weird YouTube channel content IDs videos that have Hearthstone deck tracker in the menu. I don't know why. I don't know why they can get away with that, but it happens. So with the one thing of the OBS remote not working in OBS Studio, it seems like OBS Studio by itself is way better. It seems like everything's a little bit more updated. There's a application on the forum that lets you move scenes over. It seems like you can reference scenes a lot better. It certainly seems like it has some features that hopefully work. And that's what this test video is about. I've started recording Bayonetta using the new let's see, using OBS Studio instead of just the original OBS. I'm just gonna keep hallucinating cards. So if I can get to 10 mana, play this, then I could play this. Interesting. I'm setting up for quite the victory here. I kind of need to get the victory here to make sure I'll win on this friendly battle. The pack. If you don't win a pack on the friendly battle, then there's no reason to ever do. Let's see, your minions cost 1. Ew. This is going to work really well. I could deal 1 damage for 0. Or I could play something. Let's discover a spell. Next spell you cost.
Swiftly.
There we go. So everything should be working right now. Hopefully, I need to learn this. Right now it should be Hearthstone still here with the video playing. When I hit this, it should be the video playing with Hearthstone up here. The audio is a slight issue. And now everything should be back to the way it was. The audio on the video is a slight issue because I will just have to adjust the volume slider in the video. Not really a huge issue, but it is something to keep in mind. Basically, when you see the video, it is just a YouTube video that's playing. During the E3 streams, I will be mostly silent. I will talk, certainly, but a lot of it is going to be... Let's see, discover a death rattle card. We'll take that. Then in the turn, this is going to be very, very interesting. Actually, I just have to wait one more turn. If I play this and minions cost 1, then I can refresh my mana crystals right there. So what do we want to do?
I have no time
Give
for
them
games.
something, I think, to... Something to attack, I suppose. It's funny, I have all these druid cards. Why am I drawing druid cards so much when I'm playing as a rogue? This makes no sense. Is that what this quest is? Like, what kind of cards is he? Oh, he's getting rogue cards, and he's playing as a druid. Interesting. So it is, you get your opponent's cards. I hadn't even realized that that was what this was going on here. Okay. So here we go. This with this.
My winged children fill the skies.
And unless I messed up. I messed up. I should have waited one more turn.
Let none survive.
I screwed up. I could have won and I potentially lost here. Unless he can't kill this. Which, there's a chance he can't kill this.
My thanks to you.
I had such a nice setup there too. Such a nice setup. Okay, so he doesn't want to play again. And nobody else is here. So let's try this again. Are we making any progress? Not really. Well, rogue, select, move in. I have a ton of stuff of news to talk about too, and I guess I've covered everything as far as going to OBS and all that. I'm playing Bayonetta. Bayonetta has a audio sync bug that makes the first cutscene, at least for me, look awful. It looks like a cheap, like, internet animation the lip sync is way off. The subtitles just make it worse because then you realize you realize that that things are way off that way. There we go. We've got somebody new on the chat. I still probably am going to try to hi Walter. I'm still probably going to try to keep one extra monitor for Hearthstone to put the chat on, but the actual action of going behind the monitor and unplugging it and plugging it back in makes it kind of a hassle to even have that. Every 3 days having to plug in the monitor and unplug the monitor is just a pain. So I'm gonna be playing demon cards. Destroy a minion. Interesting. So yeah, maybe I'll keep the monitor, maybe I won't. It really is going to come down to the person I'm borrowing it. If they want to sell it to me, I'll take one. But I'm stepping away as long as this new OBS works. I'm stepping away from the idea of having 4, unless something horrible here. With the new OBS Studio, I know I'm streaming and recording at a very high bit rate, so any feedback anybody can give me about, is there a lot of buffering, does the video look awful, that would be something for me to work on potentially. I don't want to lower the bit rate because I want to have the video versions of it recorded, but I also need to be realistic, and if it's going to be a situation where it just is always going to look bad on the stream, I might adjust things. I might just adjust things for E3 stream and then adjust things back up to the 32,000 kilobytes of kilobits per second that I have been recording at before. As far as I can tell, the graphics when I upload a video look pretty good. That's another thing about Bayonetta, is that the MSAA apparently only works at 2x, and I started recording at 16x, so I'll try that 2x next time. I have an entire whiteboard full of stuff that I kind of need to get through too. And here we've spent about 20 minutes, so let's start going through the news now. Of course, when the E3 streams come on, there will be no news talk. Anything that happens in between, short of like major incidents, wow. He played 7 cards this turn?
I greet you.
Let's go ahead and greet.
Hail, friend.
Yeah, it's down to 13, but I'm gonna die. So yeah, but I won't be talking about any news unless it's something huge, because E3 is about gathering news. I'll be talking about that news. So the EA press conference is going to kick it off on June 10th at 12 Pacific Daylight Time. which for me, Central Time, is 2 p.m. So about 30 minutes ago is when the first stream happens. And that's the only stream that day. So that'll be our first trial run. And let's see. I'm gonna lose if I can't kill this thing, so I've lost. Interesting. The one stream, the rest of the streams are relatively around that time, or a lot later. I know some of the streams are like 10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so they're then only going to be, they're going to be at midnight. So if you're one of my fans in Europe or Asia or Russia, even further that direction, it's going to be really, really late. Sorry, there's nothing you can really do about it. It's certainly up to you whether you want to stream or not. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. I'm also thinking about, instead of just having 30-minute recordings, I'm thinking very much about going to closer to an hour streams for Hearthstone. I did some paperwork and scheduled some things, and Hearthstone is really, really far ahead, and nothing else really is. If anything, I've just been consistently dropping the ball as far as getting other content recorded. Nintendo has a 9 a.m. stream one of those days. I don't know if this is going to connect or not. And there's a PC gaming show stream that I'll probably not bother to cover because it's too early, and frankly because I don't know if that's really as much of a useful stream to follow, because I don't think they're going to have any exclusives or anything new to say. I think they're just going to be talking about E3. They might have some interviews or something that are interesting, but it's it feels too much like I would just be doing a react channel on a reaction to a reaction. Honestly, yeah, to do PC gaming. Now, I may have to, on some of these streams, if they go down or if they're not available, I may have to talk over streams that are being provided by GameSpot or Giant Bomb, or I'm not sure there really would be any other places. All these streams I'm going to, by default, try to get YouTube, but some of them I may have to get Twitch. I just subscribed and followed to everybody. I didn't do the Twitch pay money to subscribe thing to all their channels, so I should get notifications. The main thing that would mess me up and cause me to not stream on time is just going to be getting ready and waking up. So there may be also, just in all honesty, there may be an instance where I start a stream and I'm half awake and the video might just be muted. There may be times where I just have to go get something to eat or go to the bathroom, and there may be long periods of time due to that. Interesting. This is a useless card, though.
For the wild.
But I certainly am going to try. I'm going to give it the best effort I can. And not a lot of news is going to get covered right now. YouTube came back and they clarified a question about their new policy, which is to say, this would be ridiculous. I already have this. That would be a rather ridiculous card to play.
For the wild.
So, yeah, YouTube came back and they said that violent video game montages will be uneligible for monetization on YouTube. So, they didn't particularly at any point say violent video games in general are going to be demonetized as not advertiser friendly. But they did say if you go and say make one of those videos that's like the top 10 most brutalist kills in Mortal Kombat, that may not be monetizable, or that may get demonetized. And I think that's a rather good thing, honestly, because from what I see on YouTube, the vast majority of things that get suggested to me through their black box secret AI that recommends videos to people are top 10 Vine fails, top 10 this, top 10 that, top 15, top 20. It's constant. And I don't know if that's because a lot of people watch those or what. But I certainly don't want to see them. So from a personal, selfish point of view, I'd love to see YouTube get rid of those, or at least start down the process of making those not be profitable, because obviously somebody's putting in very little effort. At best, a violent video game montage is just going to be a little bit of editing. It doesn't add anything, so I don't think it's really even fair use. It's not a montage piece of art in the sense like that it's like a collage. It's not like they're taking one part of a video game scene and putting it over here and then overlaying another part of a video game scene and then overlaying another video game part. All they're doing is editing clip 1 to clip 2 to clip 3 to clip 4. Sometimes they'll put some audio or commentary over it, but the commentary is very low effort, and it's really not stuff that shouldn't make money, in my opinion. So now that they're gonna not allow those things to make money, then the real creators on YouTube can start to potentially gain better audiences. Walter just asked when we're going to start playing arenas. Let's do it after this recording. So stay tuned, Walter, and anybody else that's watching live. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below.